Hello everyone, in our today's lecture we are going to start with the routing concept. Till now we have just seen that what is a routing and what is a forwarding. Yes, but now from this lecture we'll learn routing in deep. We'll also learn the algorithms for routing. So let's start. So this routing, the selection of route is generally based on some performance criteria. So as we already know that when packages start traveling from sender to receiver, then the router is used to find the best path to travel on that the packet. So the router is select the best path for the packet. So that path, that route is generally based on some performance criteria. So the simplest criteria is to choose the shortest route through the network. So if the route is shortest, then the performance is increased because in less amount of time we can send or receive as many as packets. So the shortest route means that it passes through the least numbers of nodes. If the route is short, then it happened like if we are on, there are two multiple routes. So if a packet follows first route, then it needs to pass through three routers, and second route is in which there are only two routers. So the packet needs to travel through these two routers. So if the route is shortest, then packet is passes through the least numbers of nodes. So the shortest route selection results in least numbers of hops per packet. So this is efficient for any networking. So a routing algorithm is designed to perform this task. So there are many routing algorithms are available and the task of that routing algorithm is to select that path. By using that path, the performance of network is increased. Also packet is travel through the least numbers of hops. So for that the routing algorithms are designed. So the routing algorithm is a part of network layer software. So all the routing algorithms are lies in the network layer in the OSI or the TCP/IP model. Now there are some properties of routing algorithms. So certain properties which are desirable in routing algorithms are the correctness and simplicity. So this is the self-explanatory. So correctness and simplicity means when you use any routing algorithm, so then algorithm is first simple and correct, means there is no complication in that algorithm. So no need so if algorithm is very complex, then the performance also decrease. So the first need of any routing algorithm is simplicity, and second is correctness. After traveling the packet, so the packet does not affect, yes, packet needs to be correct as it's signed. So correctness and simplicity is a main properties that each routing algorithm requires. Second is robustness. So robustness means the ability to deal effectively with changes in the topology and traffic without requiring all jobs in host to be aborted and network to be rebooted every time. So suppose while packet is traveling through the network, so routing algorithm must be robust because there are many changes has happened during that time. So some topology is changes from one network to another network. Traffic is also changes. In some network the traffic is less, but after reaching to the another network, it may possible that there is more traffic. So robustness means the effectively deal with the changes in the network. So algorithm is implemented such a way that it can able to do the changes in the network without aborted network or rebooted every time. Yes, if algorithm is robust, then no need to abort or reboot the network every time. So this is also a very important property for any routing algorithm. The third property is the stability. Stability, as name suggests, that algorithm needs to be stable at any situation. So stability refers to the equilibrium state of algorithm. So it is the technique that reacts to changing such as congestions. Yes, so when congestion is increased, or when it creates congestion in network, so at that time our routing algorithm needs to be stable. Under any condition, the network must not to react to too slow or experience unstable from one extreme to another. So for any condition, our network must not react too slow. Yes, if such types of situation occurs, then it may possible that the speed of network is decreased, but it does not decrease that much that our network react too slow. So that types of situation is not acceptable while routing our packets through the network. So the stability is also important properties of any routing algorithm. And some of performance criteria may favor the exchange of data packets between nearby stations and discourage the exchanging between distant stations. So compromise is needed optimality. So the routing algorithm needs four main property, which is correctness, simplicity, robustness, stability, and optimality. If any algorithm has this main properties, then this algorithm is working very well. Now routing algorithm can be classified into several ways based on their responsiveness, and it can be classified into two types. So the algorithm types are a static routing algorithms and a dynamic routing algorithms. A static algorithm also called the non-adaptive, and a dynamic called the adaptive. So that algorithm we'll see in detail in our next lecture. And main thing we need to understand here this: in any routing, a host or router has a routing table with an entry for each destination or combination of destination to route IP addresses. So when packet is traveled through the network, all the entries is stored in one routing table that I already discussed in our previous lecture. So routing table can be either static or dynamic. So if routing table is static, then it contains information extreme manually. We'll add the information manually on that routing table. The administrator enters the route for each destination into the table. So there is one person who's called the administrator who maintains the network. So that administrator enters the routing information into the routing table manually, and then after network follows the same route to reaches to the destination. So that is a static routing table. While in the dynamic routing table is updated periodically by using one of the dynamic routing protocols such as RIP, OS, PF, and BGP that we'll learn in the next lecture. So main function of the network layer is to route the packets from source to destination. Yes, that is the main function for any network layer. To accomplish this route through the network must be selected. Generally more than one route is possible. Yes, so to complete this task, network needs to be selected a multiple path, and to store that multiple path we are using the routing table. Yes, and that routing table contains the route information, and then networks use that routing information to reaches to the destination host. So for that routing table is important, and for that the routing table is used. So if we want to send any data packets on the router, then you need to choose a routing table, either it is a static or dynamic. Yes, so for any routing we need to maintain the routing tables. Then this is the figure that shows the routing information. So here host A and host B. So host A wants to send a message to host B. So for that the network needs to passes through these two router R1 and R2. So this is the routing table. Here the destination is node B, and for reaches to the destination, first it stores the complete route, which is first it needs to go into router R1, then R2, and then host B. So this is the first route. After reaching to the R1, then the route become R2 host B, and then route become host B. So after reaching to this R2, then the next route is a destination host B. So this information is stored in the routing table such like this. So and that is all about what is a routing, how routing table is used on network, and the properties of routing algorithms, and the routing algorithms type that we'll learn in, that will start from our next lecture. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.